next question is, did this stop piracy? Did this stop the wholesale piracy? No.
No.
Because the pirates copied it already encrypted. They didn't have to decrypt it.
Yep.
So it didn't address the major problem they've got, and it made their customers into
mad.
The enemy.
Yep.
And it made them mad.
Angry.
And so the U.S. got the DMCA because their publishers lobbied their Congress and got it passed. Now the U.S., and I don't know whether it's the U.S. Congress is trying to get the rest of the world to share their pain, or whether they really, really think that this is a good idea. But now the U.S. is trying to force this down the throats of every single trading partner they've got.
Amazing.
They're doing it two different ways. They're doing it with the free trade agreement of the Americans. They're doing so. This is Costa Rica, and they are now doing it with what's called ACTA, the Anti-Counterfeiting Trade Agreement, which is being negotiated in secret. And it's not just about counterfeiting. It's about copyright. It's more copyright than it is counterfeiting. Yeah, they talk about, you know, your Rolex watches and your Gucci bags and things like that. And yes, I agree with that part. But they also want Canada and every other trading partner that they're dealing with to enact DMCA-style copyright, and they want them to have a three strikes law.
And that three strikes just has to be the name of the product. It doesn't even have to be what's inside it at that point.
It's just, you know, and they want the ISPs to administer it. I mean, it's non-judicial.
Okay. Under the three strikes, you said New Zealand has it, and
France has it.
France has it. Okay. If you,
but New Zealand, and again, I got to go and check my notes. One or the other has said that it's actually got to be a judge that it's not ex judiciary. It's actually done by a judge.
I mean,
it's an option.
Let's, for the sake of argument, last night on Roadkill Radio, for instance, Terry mentioned, I thought Kerry didn't know what Seasons in the Sun was. And Terry did Seasons in the Sun and said Terry Jacks, and of course Susan Jacks is a friend of ours and has been on this program. So let's, for the sake of argument, say that somebody used the word, Kerry could quite literally use the word Seasons in the Suns because of something that she was doing. As the name of the file that she had that particular That's correct. And if she sent that...
And if she sent that to you...
Well, if she sent it out to, say, 1,000 people...
Or if she put it on a peer-to-peer network to share... I want you to see my video clip.
Yes.
And it's called Seasons in the Sun.
Yes. So if she did that 1,000 times, or if she did that...
Well, she just offered it to if she just made it available...
Okay. So... Does she get a chance, is there in this situation right now, does she get a chance to go and say, no, my Seasons in the Sun?
No.
She literally did not know what it was, or at least it didn't seem like she did last night.
No. Down in the States, you get a notice. There are...
But surely, there's, I mean...
Stop calling me Shirley, damn it!
I know, that's his wife. Shirley Damn Pitt. I'm going to get this. Reasonably, a person should be able to go down to a judge, to a tribunal, and say, "I'm sorry."
The publishers don't give a shit.
Well, wait a minute. Now.
Don't care.
The ISP, for sake, would say, "We have canceled this because this woman has sent out 3 Seasons in the Sun," and you would then go down and say, "No, I have." My Seasons, I don't even know what you're talking about. This is my Seasons in the Sun. In the meantime,
your son just flunked his math exam because he couldn't get on the internet.
Well, I understand that, but
and you got no recourse.
Okay. Well, theoretically, you could go and get another ISP, could you not?
But you haven't heard the whole story yet.
Okay.
So I'm saying, okay, the United States wants to share its pain. We don't get the same pain. You know why?
We haven't signed it yet.
No.
We haven't agreed to it yet?
We don't have fair use. We have fair dealing.
Okay. So we're right back to
right back to fair use versus fair dealing. And the basic copyright law and the basic law of the land. The DMCA is, to a certain extent, balanced by the fact that the United States copyright law has the function of fair use and the United States Constitution and Bill of Rights has implemented a judicial system that balances it through the courts.
Okay.
Canada doesn't have that. If we get the DMCA, we're fucked.
Just like that.
We are just plain fucked.
So obviously, we got to start a campaign against it.
That's why we're doing this.
Okay. What time is it?
1:45. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. You've been watching Richard Pitt, David Ingram, on Around the World. And as you've just heard, we've been talking about Italy. We've been talking about France. We've been talking about New Zealand. We've been talking about the United States and Canada, Haiti, Cuba, Costa Rica, buggy whips, and things like Season of the Sun, ICBC, you name it. We're going to welcome your calls. We're going to welcome your input. If you happen to see this in archives and you want to suggest a topic, like I've got another topic that just arrived in the mail yesterday from ICBC, which is going to be a real good one for us to play with, because there's all sorts of parts about ICBC that people have to learn, graduate licensing and so on. You can get hold of us at Around the World at david-ingram.com or ATW at david-ingram.com. You can also get hold of Richard at 604-644-9265. 9265. I'll get it. I keep on doing your cell phone and Fred Snyder's backwards and forwards.
I know I've had several calls from you about that.
And you can always get hold of me at area code 604-980-0321. Thanks for watching, if you watched, and I'm David Ingram.
I'm Richard Pitt.
Mitchell Ingram was our producer.
Was our producer and operator. Thank you very much.